Okay, right, we're going to continue with the weekly All Signs love readings. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio have all been done. We're going on to Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. Okay, so the last 4 signs of the zodiac are being done now. I'm exhausted. I know the clocks changed last night, but they went back an hour, so I shouldn't really be more tired than I was yesterday, but I feel shattered. I think it's the lack of daylight, you know. There was so little daylight around where we live today. We went to get our pumpkins, but it's like we were just yawning, you know, like the entire way back. We were back home for 4 o'clock. And I'm ready for bed, honestly, like, really struggling to, like, I'm fighting to stay awake. So, maybe it's just coming down from from the half term of school that we've just done, but I hope you're having a good Sunday, or it gets better if it hasn't been good so far. Spirit guides, the universe and angels. Oh wait, I haven't put my card, have I? Scorpio, no, Sagittarius one, aren't we? Spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius's highest good. How is Sagittarius feeling in this final week of, I was going to say this final week of Halloween, this final week of October 2025, with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Sagittarius is feeling, first of all, please. Okay, so I thought it was 1 card, but there's actually another one when I picked it up. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles reversed and the Strength card upright. There's a need to be emotionally strong right now. And it's to do with a withdrawal from a family situation. So this is to do with security, wealth, money, assets. If the 10 of Pentacles was upright, you know, I'd say like you and another person have accrued lasting generational wealth and, yeah, very successfully. When it's reversed, I think that's being divided. I would read that as you going through a separation and, you know, dealing with solicitors, having to divide assets, divide savings, income. It's tough times at the moment. Major for Leo with the Strength card, but it's more about, you know, you not trying not to lose your temper, trying not to get over emotional, you know, trying to not display, like a lion would display their strength, you know, and prowl and flex. And it's like trying not to do that, trying to control emotions rather than be physically strong, trying to be emotionally strong. Hi, OMR MTB. I'm good, thanks. I'm just tired, like I was saying before, but another day or two will be right in the swing of a half term, I reckon. It's the changing season. Hi, Preethan. Okay, we've got the 7 of Cups. So this has been at a crossroads. It's when you are either in a relationship or marriage, or you've just come out of one, and you're trying to determine where you're going with your life next. It's a bit like if you ever thought, like, let's have a day out, and you get in the car and you're like, oh, I wish I'd sat and like had a think about where we're gonna go because I've got no idea. This is like I've got no idea where I'm going next with my life kind of thing after this, um, separation. Hi, cool gangs. It's not playing cards, it's tarot. Do I look like I'm playing cards? Where are the diamonds? Where are the hearts, the spades, the clubs? I'm not playing cards. It's a tarot reading. It says what it is in the title. It's a love spread. So you can watch your sign or the sign of the person that you're dealing with. The King of Cups reversed and the Nine of Pentacles upright. Yeah, so if the King of Cups was upright, it'd be someone who is feeling patient, emotionally intelligent, calm, forgiving, very much in control of their emotions. Okay. When that's reversed, the heart chakra is quite blocked. Okay, so it's natural to feel like this and to feel bitterness, resentment, to be hurt, to be pissed off. Depending on whether this is a separation that you've chosen, whether it's amicable or not, whether it's you instigating it or not, does affect the amount of pain. But it's generally, it's always upsetting, like, for everyone concerned. Now we've got the Nine of Pentacles upright, so 9 is like a single energy number. Like, Nine of Pentacles upright is you have got enough to survive on your own, okay? You don't need someone else to provide for you. You are abundant, you have some sort of like good salary, you have some kind of savings or assets that you're gonna be able to withdraw from this situation. You're not gonna be left without. No, it's not a live Q&A. You don't make personal readings. A collective reading is when I do a reading for your zodiac sign, and anyone who is a Virgo or anyone who is a Sagittarius, it should resonate for them. You can have a private reading if you wish, but you have to pay for that. It's £18. You can email me the information's in the channel description. Collective readings should resonate. I can't 100% say why. It's to do with certain life lessons and certain qualities that we're building in ourselves in our lifetime. They seem to be similar, according to when we're born, which is why we do readings by zodiac sign, by the month that you're born, because that determines your character, right? So these are the things that we're learning in our lifetime as a collective. I don't know much more than that. I just know that it resonates for me when I watch other readers and they do readings for Taurus, and I'm a Taurus. What they say is going on between me and my person, it resonates more often than not. And I can't 100% explain it, but it's the same thing with any kind of spirituality or religion, There's different rules for which to live by, but it's a kind of guidance, isn't it? There's no 100% proof of anything. But there's definitely a place for tarot. I like that you're interested, I'm an omnist, so I love to study religions and I accept the presence of all religions. So as long as people are respectful about mine, I'm very happy to have you here. Okay, so Sagittarius, your person showing up with the Temperance reverse, that's your major arcana. They're really struggling. They could have depression at the moment. They could be bad-tempered. They could have periods where they feel okay or periods where they feel extremely low. They're not feeling good at all at the moment, so okay, Ace of Wands could be a desire for a rebirth. The Page of Wands is, for me, someone embarking on a new journey. A page is someone that's never walked this journey before. This isn't a page, this is an Ace of Wands, so I take this as a rebirth. You know, having passion for starting over, having a desire to, you know, give things another go, to repair what's been damaged, to recover this marriage, or very, very, you know, committed relationship with assets and potentially children involved. So it looks like that's what they've considered. Oh my god, you need to go and take your medicine, love. Don't know why you're typing stuff like that in here. That's just a classic example of people. I don't know like what can be achieved by that other than trying to upset others. It's like going into an AA meeting and kicking over people's chairs. Like, what are you doing? People are here just trying to like fathom what they're going through and why. They're trying to be a better version of themselves and like process difficult emotions. We're not trying to hurt anyone or do anything. I might have a picture of a cat with a witch's hat on, but it's because it's Halloween. I'm not a witch, guys. I ain't a witch. Like, I'm tired of being called a demon. Oh my god. People are mad, aren't they? Right, okay. So, we're on Sagittarius. It looks like there's a divorce or separation going on. This person's at a crossroads. As in, you are at a crossroads, Sagittarius, and yeah, it's really taking its toll on your emotions. However, financially, you are going to be okay. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. It looks like your person is really, really struggling with their emotions, and they've considered having a rebirth. They would like to repair the situation. How disgusting to come in and say, can I just like, how disgusting to come in and say that you wish harm against people that are doing tarot. I would never say that to someone because they believe in something different to me. I wouldn't say I wish harm upon them. That's disgusting. You can understand like why I get angry because I don't wish harm on other people. People come to me by choice. They enjoy tarot. They've decided that they want to know more about it and that it's resonating with them for whatever reason. It's helping them. It's nice messages that help people to heal from like heartbreak and stuff. It's nothing terrible. To come in and wish me harm for doing this is absolutely vile. Absolutely disgusting. I'm more protected than that person because that person going around being a demon, never mind me being a demon, they're calling people all sorts, wishing them harm. Wow. Disgusting. The High Priestess reversed. This person's having a crisis of faith. Often when we're going through really hard times, we think, well, why is life this hard? Why is everything so difficult? I'm not going to get through this, you know, like, what's going to happen to me? Or like, why is this happening? You know, like a victim mentality, or feeling like everything's just got too much, feeling like it's never going to get better. It's being overwhelmed. When we get overwhelmed, we lose faith that everything's going to be all right, that everything's going to sort out, that, you know, that this has some sort of purpose to it. Even painful events have some sort of purpose to them. We have to take life's rough with the smooth. The High Priestess it's heavy Pisces energy, it's water energy, and it's about feeling your way through and trying to go with your gut, trying to know what the divine plan is, you know, what feels right to go for now. And even if something's scary or there's lots of unknowns, we proceed anyway, right? Because our gut's telling us to do it. This person really struggling to sort of follow their own judgment and trust their own judgment now. To trust their third eye. Let's get 3 for the outcome. I'm not only going to block that person, I'm going to report them as well, because that is disgusting. To wish harm on people. The 9 of Swords upright is not being able to sleep at night. This is what's in the outcome as of this final week of October. The sleepless nights, okay, there's tossing and turning, grinding teeth, you know, clenched jaw, feeling tight in the chest, sweating, just really going over everything mentally. Oh, hi Roderick, you're watching from New Zealand, that's cool. This is for Sagittarius Collective. I'll be doing Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces after this. Okay, in the outcome, we've got the Empress reversed. Sorry, the Empress upright, in fact. So that's a really nice card to get. The Empress is someone that attracts, okay? She does not chase. It's the major arcana that's shared by Libra and Taurus. The Empress is someone who's able to regenerate and rebuild from zero as many times as she needs to. You can see the wheat fields behind her. You can see like orchards, you know, she's picked fruit. There's light beaming out from behind her. She's literally pregnant, but she's also pregnant with ideas, pregnant with possibility. So she will always have an abundant life. Even, you know, the Empress has ups and downs. She is just human like everyone else, but she's able to rebuild and regenerate and be productive, okay, every time. That's upright, so that's good. Someone, whether it's you or this person, or maybe it represents both of you, will be able to regenerate, okay? I mean, you're showing up as the King of Cups reversed. So, I don't know if it's them or you. Let's get one more. So we've got the Devil, which is the major arcana for Capricorn, and we've got the Two of Wands. There's an obsessive thinking when it comes to planning. What do I want for myself? How do I make a plan? What goals have I got for myself, A or B? Do I stay or do I go? Do I go left or right? There's an obsession with, ruminating on what is the next plan, what is the next step, what are my goals that I'm going to create for myself. There's a lot of sleepless nights because it's time to rebuild and regenerate. Okay, so it's not a time of getting a good night's sleep. It's a time of like tossing and turning that could last weeks or months. Quite heavy. Let's get no contact messages from them. So this is what they would say to you if they're not talking to you right now. Let the past go. Can we rewind time and go back to before we were both broken down by life? Our pasts hold us back from our future. Yeah, I do get that feeling that they've considered trying to undo this separation. But I think it's gone too far for that. They've definitely doubted their judgment, their choices. To be honest, it's awful when someone's breaking up with you, but to know that they have doubted their own decision, it's something, do you know what I mean? If someone's just so sure and they never look back, it's like, what the hell? It was just that easy, was it? You're that confident, are you, that this is the right thing? To me, it does help if that's something that's happened where someone's thought, is this right? Or did we decide this too soon? It counts for something. Of course it does. Okay, so this is a soulmate. It's a sacred connection, okay? So I don't know if it was supposed to come to an end or, it's just a contract that is very important to both of you, but it has expired. Very, very difficult to get closure when you've actually had a life together, you've lived together, you've built, strong financial buttresses together and created abundance. That's impressive. By anyone's standards, that's impressive. That involves decades of, getting up, going to work every day, being a team. A lot's being cultivated, a lot's being achieved, more than enough. It's a life to be proud of. So, of course, this person's going to have second thoughts. Of course, it's going to be a huge toll on both of you to separate, so let's get messages from them. Oh, God, I can't even look at you right now. 5 is like a negative number in tarot. 5 of Wands is arguments. 5 of Swords is, nasty words being exchanged. 5 of Pentacles is like a lack of time, money, or energy. 5 of Cups is grief, sadness, loss, regret. They're in immense pain. Hi Jahir, hi Francis. It's not a live Q&A, it's a collective reading, so you don't ask me anything, you just watch and you see if it resonates. You can chat, but you're not supposed to ask personal questions. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. You know, this is somebody, you know, like in like movies where it's like a funny movie and they have the FBI like mowing the lawn and they've got these particular sunglasses on. And then there'll be like someone that's like cutting the hedge and they'll have these particular glasses on, and then you realise everyone on the street is like FBI. This person is, they're finding it difficult to be away from you. They want to know what's going on. When you're living in a family home and you're part of a family unit, you are the hub of everything that's happening. So if if you have to move out or you choose to move out, you're not in the circle of trust anymore. You know, like the Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents movie. There's a circle of trust, isn't there? And whoever's living in that household is trusted with all kinds of information. They're completely up to date with goings on, events that are happening, special occasions, just necessary appointments and whatnot. That is part of like being in a family unit, and when you move out, you're not privy to that information. You're the last one to know everything. And I think that's something this person is really struggling with. They may even say that they're fine, but they're not fine. Let's get confessions from them. You are wifey, husband material. Well, we know that. Okay, so they do respect you as a spouse. They know that you are a good wife, a good husband, a good mother or father. Okay. You are the only one I see. I think you're very funny. I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. Okay, so they definitely hold you in high regard. Okay, it's not a sense of you're not good enough to be with. It's nothing to do with that. Okay, why this is over. They do miss having a laugh with you. They know that you're very good as a homemaker or a provider, a partner, a parent. They know that. I think they feel like they let you down, honestly. It's a very self-deprecating personality. I mean, if this is how they feel, what was the reason for separating? Narcissist, pregnancy. Someone's too full of themselves. Someone's expecting. Now, don't take that literally. It doesn't have to be that someone's pregnant, but, you know, this can often mean like new cycles, new chapters, just newness. And we've got that Ace of Wands. Someone's too full of themselves. They could have narcissistic tendencies. You know, you can have narcissistic tendencies without being a full-blown, you know, crazy narcissist. Let's dig and see what went on. What were the issues? Because it does look like they're confused and hurt about separating. So there must have been initial thought that this is something that needs to happen by you, by them, by both of you. Tangled web, convoluted justifications, caught up, entranced. So they started to look elsewhere. Okay. They could have told a lot of lies. This is why they could feel like they're not good enough for you, okay? Because there's a sense of guilt and a sense of remorse. They know that they've been selfish. I feel like we've just been trauma dumped on. There's a lot of cards that have just come out there. Celestial grace. In special moments, feel the blessed touch of the divine guiding your path. Faith's haven. Believe in the safety of your return as every journey leads back to comfort. That's a nice way to think of it, isn't it? Like when we're struggling, it's just because we're part of the way along a journey. By the time we get back, we'll reach safety again. That's a nice way to think about it. Lone path, needing to take time out or be on your own for a while. Deeper waters, step out of your comfort zone and explore new depths. Ticking clock, let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. Counsel's compass, seek advice to steer judgment as insightful talks illuminate your journey. I think this person could be mulling things over with people that they know, trusted, confidants. I don't think they're going to be gossiping with everyone that'll listen. But I think this person, is feeling so overwhelmed that they must be looking for some sort of guidance because they don't trust their own gut. They don't trust their own judgment. They're sort of understanding of why everything happens for a reason that's out the window at the moment. They've really felt lost. So they're going to look for some sort of port in a storm from someone who's older, like a parent or a colleague that's been through a separation, or maybe, we obviously look to tarot, and it's strangers, but it does help you to sit and reflect and isolate yourself and contemplate things. What was the reason that it started to not work, if I'm honest? What was my part? What was their part? There's a lot to be said for talking things through. And if you've got patterns of behaviour and you don't understand them, then maybe you can also go to someone who's more professional and who can help you to unpick that. We don't always want to talk about if it's to do with childhood and any traumas that we believe we're carrying. You're not necessarily going to want to open up to people about that because you access things that take you to a very vulnerable space. And if you're a parent, you don't want to be vulnerable in front of your kids. You want to be strong in front of them. You don't necessarily want partners to know certain stuff. Definitely don't choose most of your colleagues to open up to. Sometimes yes, but and some friends don't get it at all. And the most random people are really good listeners. They're really good to talk to, but whether it's a professional or someone in their immediate environment, they're definitely discussing this because they feel really confused with what they've done and where to go next. They're definitely thinking about the good times. They've considered undoing the separation. And there's just a lot of ruminating and a lot of obsessive kind of thinking. hater. They could view you as being incredibly angry with them, someone that they've got involved with, whilst being married to you, could be very angry with them, like a third party. Love affair, secrecy, third party, hooking up, STDs. So they've likely cheated, okay? Some of you, you know, they may have just texted someone and that is enough of a betrayal to be emotionally cheating and contemplating hooking up with someone, you know, flirting with someone beyond, you know, a bit of banter in work. It's like getting someone's number or getting their social media, something like that. It's gone further, you know, and it may have got to the point where there's fooling around or hooking up. They've got a lot of guilt because they know that you didn't deserve that, that you've been a good partner to them. Our connection is intense and it scares me. Do you ever think of me too? There's a lot of emotion here. You might think, well, fuck them if they've done that, you know, and it might breed a lot of contempt, a lot of hate to find out, but it's like doesn't change how intensely they feel for you or how much value they place on what's being achieved over the years. Yeah, they're really feeling at a loss. They're so confused, like what they're doing and why they're doing it, and whether, you know, they've like just fucked up the best thing that ever happened to them. But I mean, why do people cheat? You know, there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. If you're happy where you are, you don't consider doing stuff like that. So it's kind of running away from the elephant in the room, isn't it? Something was when everything was fine and there hadn't been cheating and you were together and it was picture perfect, according to everyone, you know, that can see you in a public union, very committed union. There's been something making this person put everything on the line. So they weren't perfectly happy. This is what we do when we feel lost. We kind of put rose-tinted glasses on and we go, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. But you do know why you did it. Something wasn't right for you anymore, you know? It doesn't mean that you regret the connection. It doesn't mean that you regret what was achieved or the years that you've put into it, because that is an achievement by anyone's standards. Being together for many years and building up lasting generational wealth takes time, dedication, trust, loyalty. But connections do expire, contracts do come to an end. And sometimes both of you feel it, and sometimes only one of you's feeling that way. But it's like they've gone round in a circle and they're back to like romanticising things again and being wistful about it, nostalgic about it. wanting to undo what they've done. But you can't really go back, can you? I don't know. What was the reason that they started to look outside the relationship? Because if that's still there, then this is just them clinging onto a comfort blanket rather than facing facts that this has evolved beyond a certain point. And it's not really a situation where we can just go back, is it? I think the guilt makes people want to undo it, because then they're like, I won't have to feel guilty anymore. It's not that they'll be happy, it's that they won't feel guilty anymore. Do you know what I mean? It makes them not be as much of a shit person in their mind. Like, why do people break up in boyfriend and girlfriend scenarios and feel hella guilty doing the dumping because they can see they really hurt someone? And then they go, well, just forget it. I didn't mean it. It was just like, it's being silly. Didn't mean it. They end up breaking up with them again a few weeks later, because the reason they undid the breakup is because they felt bad. It's not because they didn't mean it. They didn't like seeing you in pain, They didn't like how it makes them feel. So what's going to happen if you accept this person back and you say, great, we'll give it another go? They're going to start moping again in a few months when they've got all their comfort back, when it feels like they're back in the circle and they haven't got to worry about finances anymore. Are they going to start moping or looking elsewhere? It would be very difficult to recover. Some people do, don't they? Some people do recover. But the thought of them turning around and being like, nah, I do want to end it. It's just, I hate it because I've been there. And I have also been that person that does the breaking up and then tries to undo it. And then has to re-break up with the person. And you just feel like a piece of shit. It's not nice. You're doing it because you don't want to be on your own. I mean, that was a boyfriend and girlfriend scenario. I can't imagine what it's like when you're trying to divide assets and then someone messes with your head and they're like, well, maybe we should just stay together. My head would be scrambled. I really want to get you some advice, to be honest. What's your advice for Sagittarius, please, when it comes to this connection? Stillness. In calm waters, everything becomes clear. Well, that's true. That's very true. It's not really a good idea to sort of make a decision and then immediately go back on it, because you could be doing it out of blind panic. You could be doing it because it hurts to separate and it's going to be sad and it's going to be different and you don't like the change. It's like, I've just started a new job and I feel really drained because on the one hand, I'm happy because I think it's a great workplace that I found. I think I've landed on my feet, to be quite honest. It's a really good place, but I was so nervous the day before, and in your mind, until you get that job and until you've been in it a few months, you kind of wish your old workplace would be like, do you know what, we could just really do with, because it's familiar and you already know the structures there, you already know the people, you've already built up a good relationship with them. Sometimes we want to go back because it's easier, and it skips all the draining, you know, being nervous, being fearful, not having any kind of knowledge over what something's going to be like, you know, fear of the unknown. It's not good to like make that decision and then immediately undo it. You've got to let things settle and really have a think about it and think, am I just shit scared? Am I just trying to use this relationship or marriage as a comfort blanket? Because I'm messing people about doing that. Am I doing it because I'm not confident that I will have enough finances, you know, to become single again? Well, you shouldn't be with someone for a financial reason. How, you know, how sad is that you're with someone because financially you don't think you can cope without them, that you're not like in love with them anymore? That's so weird. Finances recover, things change, preparation meets opportunity. The only certainty in life is change. Everything's changing all the time. Budgets are being created, you know, each like quarter of the year. Money's becoming available for different opportunities. People become unwell and, you know, things occur that are not anticipated. And unfortunately, you know, that means opportunities for other people, but you can't just look at how things are now and make decisions based off that. You've got to let things settle and let circumstances change and evolve and develop. And you make new goals for yourself and you work towards them. That's how you mentally stop yourself from doing somersaults. You've got to create new goals and go for them. If you can't get past someone after a significant amount of time, maybe you're going to appreciate the connection more and you're going to get back together. You know, when the pain's past, when the resentment's past, when you're both feeling stronger, if you still hold that person in high regard, it's nothing to say that you can't get back together if that's what you both want. But you might decide you want that and they might say, sorry, like you hurt me too much and I've healed, but yeah, I don't want to go back. I can't, I'm a different person now. Experiences like this kind of like change who you are, do you know what I mean? You have to kind of develop yourself. It's like personal development happens in these times of challenge and extreme hardship or adversity. In the face of adversity, you know, we are tempered into something very different because it's the pressure, it's the having to rise up to the occasion, you know, and we find like who we are and we become better at being independent. And it's just sometimes we're like, oh, I can't be bothered with all that, like that feels like a bit lonely or that feels like really challenging and I'd rather just undo what I've done. I like that. In calm waters, everything becomes clear. I love this. This is doesn't go with the Halloween theme, but it's the Sea Melodies deck by Jessica Lee. It's got really very clear advice. Very simple, very clear. It doesn't mess with you, that one. Remembrance. Well, that's cool. It makes me think of like Apache and like, you know, like Turkey. Like Thanksgiving vibes. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Oh my god, that's actually a bit spooky how relevant that is. That's something really nice that Spirit's picked out for us. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we've gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools. You know, I can't tell you the number of times I've had a relationship end and it gets easier to recover. The more times that you have to do something, the more you kind of click into that muscle memory and you're confident that everything will be all right. It still hurts, but there isn't that intense, like, paralysis that comes from being frozen with fear and thinking what's going to happen to me. You don't go into that kind of despair. You don't go into places like that after the first couple of times. First breakup when you're like 17, 18 is horrible. It's like crying till you're sick, like Romeo and Juliet. You know, can't be without this person, they're my soulmate and all this. It's sad in a way to have to keep getting over people, but you get better at it because you've had to do it before and it's been all right in the end. And it's always going to be all right. So as well, like, if you're someone that kind of loathes being single and you think it's terrible to be single, it's not. You actually become so independent and so level and so balanced, and you only have to answer to yourself. You can please yourself quite a lot, you know. There's no one to kind of disagree with you or trying to strong arm you. You're not having to compromise all the time. It's quite a nice thing. It's quite addicting. You know what you're getting, you know. You can settle into singlehood and really find your feet with it and enjoy it. And it's quite nice not to, like, to be independent and not to feel, it's like, it's lovely being in a relationship, but you get too used to that person doing things for you or lifting your suitcase into the boot, or, like, you know, and you feel so horrible when that goes and that person's not there doing those chivalrous things for you anymore. It makes you feel really weak and pathetic, and then you're like, God, I kind of, like, feel a bit disgusted with myself that I'm craving that, and then just get used to doing everything yourself, and you think, I'm so independent, I'm so, like, you know, a globetrotter, and I'm this and I'm that. And there's something really nice about it, because no one can take that away from you. When you're in a relationship, all it takes is that person to decide they're not happy today. They've decided suddenly, like, out of nowhere, they want to separate, and it's like, you didn't see it coming. It's the most horrific thing ever. When you're single, you're not waiting for days like that to come, you know, or getting caught off guard completely. Like, where's this coming from? This horrible shock, this sense of, like, abandonment. You're not getting any of that. Your days are quite calm and fun, and you with your friends, and there just isn't drama. There isn't drama, so I think that's really nice, that. I really like that. This is the coming of age. This is, like, where you find out who you are in this next chapter, Sagittarius. I've got a scar on my wrist, and it's a bit dark in here, but in daylight you can see it, and it's my boyfriend and I split up, and it just wasn't working. You know, we had very big differences, like, between our families, and I had to get my suitcase out of the car, in the rain and the cold and it was dark, and normally he would have been there helping me with it, and it landed on my wrist, and it was quite a bad injury, like it split my skin all the way open, and you could see the flesh, and it was like a clean cut and everything, but I felt really like sorry for myself, and I just thought like, this is rubbish. I've got to like, do everything by myself, and I hate, like being single. And it healed up, and it's like I've been so fine like for years since then, and I quite like that it's there as a reminder, you know what I mean? Like scars heal, you get stronger again, and then you're not even like, I prefer myself when I'm not craving stuff. Like I feel so weak after a relationship ends. I feel like a husk of myself, because you go all soppy, and you go all like girly, and you love someone doing everything for you. But then when it gets taken away, you're like such a weak version of yourself. It's kind of gross. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking get over it. You don't need people to do things. Like, it's nice to have that, but it's a horrible feeling when someone leaves you and all that stuff that you were getting from them, you're never getting anymore. And often you've not done a thing to deserve it. Their feelings changed. You're lucky to get a fucking 5-minute conversation about it. Yes, but don't force it. It's possible to recover this if you want to in the future. But the advice is to take some stillness. Look at those leopard print shoes. Look at what that person went looking for. Look what they're putting on you, like, getting all upset over like what they've lost. Try and become like independent of this situation, and continue your life, your sole purpose, who and what you're supposed to be in this life is going to continue to be a journey. The journey didn't end because you met this person. Your journey, your personal story is continuing. So aren't you curious, like, where that's going to take you? Even if you never married again, even if, you just kind of like explored what's out there after a year of eat, pray, love, you just dated people, like, you're in control of your life going forwards. You don't have to know what you want right now. You haven't got to answer to someone that's stepped out of the marriage, have you? How are you supposed to know how you feel about something? You could feel a kind of way today, and then tomorrow you could think, no, I don't want them back. And then a week later you could think, well, finances are difficult, we're missing out on a lot. And then another week later you could be pissed off to fuck. It's like, how are you supposed to feel like consistently a kind of way about something? You're going to be all over the place, so let things calm down so that you can see clearly and make a decision, like, what it is that you want, without being pressured into taking them back or forgiving them or this or that. Because sometimes people want that, not because they don't want the stilettos and the excitement, but they don't want to feel like they're an asshole anymore. So we're not getting back with someone so they don't have to feel guilty anymore. We're not doing that. It's your call, but let things cool off. Nothing wrong with that. Eclipse. Dance with your shadows, discover hidden aspects of yourself in the darkness. There you go. We don't have to hide from shadows, like learn to be comfortable in them. And It's okay to feel like heavy emotions, dark emotions, to be pissed off, to be resentful, to feel like a lack of trust. It's okay to feel those feelings and let them pass, you know, and come out of it. And it's okay to take your time to think about what you want. Sometimes we do shadow work to think, well, maybe, you know, maybe there's something that I can like do better next time, you know, as well as them doing better with their stuff. Or maybe this contract has just come to an end and no one's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can admit that in my most serious relationship, I did goad my partner because they weren't making the decisions that I wanted them to, and I added pressure where they were already really, really pressurized. I'm definitely not perfect, do you know what I mean? And I think I could have been more understanding. I think I was quite understanding because I have been in his situation and I have been judged by a partner heavily for not being able to, you know, just get a different job and earn more money, or like stop going on about, you know, having an identity crisis, you know, when you leave one career and then you think, well, who am I? Because that's, you know, what I thought I was, or who I thought I was doing that role or whatever, been in that field or whatever. So I was very supportive, and I think that probably triggered me, the fact that I was giving him all this support and offering for him to, you know, not stay in a job that he hated and that he wouldn't let me do it. But it's like, I'm definitely not a jerk. Like, I wanted the best for him, but I think I added more pressure, and so I do regret that a bit. But we can only do what we think is right at the time, you know, and we're just humans trying to figure shit out as we go along. You're not a perfect person. On reflection, I don't think there's loads that I would change. There's some stuff that I would change. But it is what it is, isn't it? That's why we need to let the waters calm down, because at the end of the day, something clashed, something wasn't a good match. The way I deal with problems was very different to how he deals with problems. I've changed careers a lot, I changed jobs a lot. If I'm not happy somewhere, I've always been told that it's okay to leave. He was always told, you stay where you are. Um, you know, it's part of his culture, being Italian, and it's part of his family's like belief. So, you know, he asked his parents, should I leave my job? And they said no. So there was like a big clash, and then it created more pressure. So maybe we weren't as perfect as what I thought, but I don't know, like, I don't have all the answers. But you can rose tint things and you can be really hard on yourself and say, I've done X, Y, or Z, or why did I leave? But then if you look at it and you're honest, there was some clash over personality, or there was some clash over how you approach, you know, situations to solve them. It doesn't make you bad people, and I think it's really easy to villainize the other person and victimize yourself, but really you're just two people that clashed, or, you know, some sort of choice forced you to eventually part, you know, and that's just, it's sad and it's a shame. But eventually get to a point where you can appreciate all the good times. You feel grateful that you had, you know, so many positive memories, You know, you can smile thinking about it. Like, I think when it comes to something like this, obviously you can't now, but at some point, you know, this is in the bank, all these years together, all the memories, all the stuff that was achieved and built, that's in the bank. And no future relationship can take that away or undo it. That was a lot achieved. So sometimes, like, thinking about things in that way, you know, what is that compared? That's nothing, is it? That's nothing. That was a moment. That was a stupid, you know, like, temptation. It's not the same as 20 years plus of building and growing and working together cooperatively. That's nothing, is it? So I don't think it's time lost when you break up. I think what's achieved was achieved, it's banked, and then time healing, time making new patterns, new processes, that's not time wasted. I used to view it as time wasted and be like, well, that was a waste of time and it's all thrown in the bin. It's not, is it? It's not, because this is the pathway now that's going to take you on to your next chapter, and it's going to be the making of you. So it's all valid. Every single bit of it is valid. Every day survived, every day feeling like it doesn't hurt quite as much is progress. I don't think anything is wasted, honestly. I don't. Hi, Ikwara. Or is it Ikra Rashid? Ikra. When people put like both the names together, I don't know where it starts and where it finishes. So sorry if I like made a name. Up and out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Have a damn good cry about it, okay? Allow yourself to express how this feels. It's very unhealthy to push it down and repress it or pretend that you're not hurting. People will be expecting this. People want to be there for you, Sagittarius, so allow it. And that's advice for the cross-watcher as well. There's nothing healthy about pretending everything's fine when it's not. That just leads to manifesting illness in the body, in the physical sense, as well as poor mental health. People will be waiting in the wings, ready to be there for you. Of course they will. I'm not gonna look at like when your love would come in, because I don't think that's appropriate. Given the circumstances, I think we'll avoid that. Obviously, there's going to be healing going on for the next, you know, few years. Some people never get over stuff like this. Let's get some good fortune cards and an angel number. A hidden talent will bring you great success. Nice. A sacred symbol will bring you protection and guidance. Okay. Your creative energies are in full bloom. Express yourself. Your spirit guides are near. Seek their guidance. That's really nice. So there could be someone that's passed that you kind of miss having their shoulder to cry on, or you miss going and talking to them. They're near you. Don't think they're not. They're in the same room as you. They know everything that's going on. And they know that everything's going to be all right as well. we can't see the future as humans, but people that have passed and had an ego death, okay, they don't have negative judgment on other people anymore. And they can also see the future, like way, way into the future. So it's possible to get answers from them. The path ahead is illuminated. Follow the light. You've got a lot of guidance here. It's really nice. A mystical encounter will change your path. Be prepared. You could meet someone, you know. You could meet someone new and you're not expecting it, and you're just like, whoa, this is miraculous. Like, this is crazy. It's so unexpected. It's magical. A mysterious message will reveal your true path. Ooh. That's cool. I like that. This is a long-ass reading. We'll have to post this in 2 parts on TikTok. It's the longest one I've done, I think, ever. But it's heavy. It's heavy stuff. Good luck. Oh, that's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck. Spirit guides, progress, justice, structures, systems, processes, conditioning, and rules. You are on the right track. Someone from the other side. That's getting to me, that, because that's what I said. And then it's written on here as well. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces, okay? So you'll be trying to build new structures, new routines, new processes. It won't be easy. There's going to be some, you know, some transition period, like trying things out. It doesn't work, okay? Change it up. You will find like a new flow. It's okay if you haven't got the answer for everything right now. It's okay. Okay, that's the message. Right, take care. I hope this reading resonates for some Sagittarians out there. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. We are about to hit 3,000 subscribers. I think YouTube are going to review my number of watch hours on Tuesday. So hoping to make memberships available from then. And what's the other thing? You'll be able to do super chats as well. I don't know if I'm going to do a shop, honestly. If it's effort, I won't do it because I'm a full-time high school teacher. But yeah, memberships will be available imminently. So in these, you will get a monthly business, education and finance reading, which are very, very popular. And sort of health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, Native American Indian medicine wheel once a month as well. And I will be creating like how to read tarot, what the tarot cards mean, a very methodical like explanation rather than, you know, me. I always talk about the cards that come up in your readings as they come out, but this would be like very methodical as well, so you get that information about reading tarot, because I know a lot of people are interested in learning tarot that are just coming into it, so you get all that with your membership. And at certain times of the year might throw in, you know, other perks as well. If you're interested in a private reading for £18, you'll get sent a link to a YouTube video that only you can see. You can watch the video as many times as you want at your leisure. If it's a love reading, it will be this length of reading, which is excellent value for money. Turnaround time is 24 hours this week, usually 48 hours now that I'm back at work. And I've got testimonials from, you know, my regular clients that get readings from me there on the community page. So if you're considering a private reading, have a little look at those. They are very, very happy. It's given them a lot of like extra information, a sense of timing, when they might hear from the person, where the person's at. So the difference between a personal reading and a collective, sometimes the collective resonate a lot. More often than not, they do. So they're very, you know, they're very valid. I wouldn't get personal readings too often, but you may get more personalised, or you certainly will get more personalised information about your person's particular issues and what's governing their thoughts and their feelings and where they're at. Because that's very individual. Like, your circumstances change on an individual basis, don't they? So timing can be more accurate, and explanations for behaviour, thought processes can be so accurate. It's creeped people out, honestly. They're like, I'm blown away, literally blown away, because it's so, you've described them perfectly and like their situation as well. So yeah. I need to open a window, I'm boiling. The heating's definitely on. Do you know what? I feel like burning a bit of sage actually, because I haven't done it for a while. Because my throat was so dry, I thought it's only going to make it worse. But I quite miss it. It's quite relaxing. Let's do a tiny bit. Because my parents get angry because it stinks. But anyway. God, I nearly took my fingerprints off then. I don't know if I can smell that too well now. Okay, yeah, I can smell that now. On to Scorpio. No, not Scorpio. Capricorn, we're going the other way. Capricorn. Let's have a shuffle. I've felt like I needed to. It helps me to meditate when I breathe in the sage. It's a lot of information, maybe too much information, this, but it makes you relax your rectal muscles. Because when you're like anxious or uptight, you kind of clench your rectum, because you feel like under threat. So that's why you sort of like meditate better when you smell a bit of sage. It just has that effect on you, I don't know why. I feel like that was very heavy reading, wasn't it? It was very heavy, that, so. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this final week of October 2025? with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in. 3 cards for how Capricorn's feeling, please. Right, in the challenge position, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is, well, if it's upright, we're being given like a new job, or we're being given a business loan, or we're being given a mortgage, you know, or it's something that you really want that involves a financial level up being granted, because aces are hard work, and particularly when it comes to money. You know, you work hard for something and the universe will reward your efforts. Okay, that's what it is when it's an ace. It's like a handout, because the universe has watched you work diligently on something. So like when my channel started to get viewed, you know, when I was posting videos and I had no views and everything, because I was like religiously posting and I was working hard and just, you know, doing my due diligence, being consistent, being dedicated is something I wished for. It's something I was actively working towards. It got rewarded. Okay, so this is something. When it's reversed, it can be like getting demoted in work, or getting made redundant, or, you know, we've missed a mortgage payment and now we might lose the house, or it's pentacles falling out. It's a lack of something coming together that we really wanted, and we could even be losing a lot. Like, you know, if you don't get work and you're like a temporary worker, money's going to get tight, isn't it? So that could be what that symbolizes. Like, this is in the challenge position, so there may be something that you want, something that you've been working hard for, and you don't know if you're going to get it. You could also be considering offering an Ace of Pentacles opportunity to your person, and you don't know whether to do it or not. Like, you know, when you propose to someone, that's an emotional commitment, but it's a financial commitment, because, you know, the tradition in the UK, I don't know what it is anywhere else, but the tradition is to use a month's wages, you know, to spend on a ring. So that's a financial outgoing that's large, but it's also a level up in terms of commitment. It's a huge jump up, isn't it? So it's like you could be questioning, like, should I do this or not? It doesn't have to be a proposal. It's just an example of something that is something you're working hard towards, that you intend to offer, or something you intend to gain for yourself. Ooh, 8 of Cups. Well, that throws that idea out, doesn't it? Maybe you said, look, if you don't propose, I'm going to leave. If you don't move in with me, I'm going to leave. Like, I'm going to end this. Or maybe you were considering moving out and now you have done. This is you choosing to walk away from a connection. The 8 of Cups upright is you choosing to leave. And it came out upright. If it was reversed, you'd be trying to stop someone else from leaving. So I know that you've ended a commitment here. It feels like there could have been some sort of ultimatum, or maybe it wasn't, you know, that your partner put pressure on you, some sort of ultimatum. Maybe you really wanted something, but it's just you haven't got the capacity to do it, and so it's like not even possible. I don't know though, because this is like basically choosing to give up on something to walk away. Let's get more and see. I mean, you know, it'll make sense to you. I've got to try and figure it out from my own knowledge, really. The King of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, money's not good right now. Money's not good. You could have a lot of outgoings, you know, more than usual, and unexpected bills come up, or you lost your job. Work's not continued your contract for another year, or you thought you were going to get a big promotion and you ended up, you know, finding out that there's going to be restructuring. It's like the opposite kind of news. Because sometimes organisations will tell you that they're, you know, actually creating new roles and everything's really positive, and then they'll announce 2 weeks later it's actually, you know, the company's being bought or they've sold, you know, sold out, and it's getting like going into liquidation, getting broken down. It's just anything can change, you know, and sometimes it's just not your fault, it's just the situation. King of Pentacles, when it's upright, is someone who's a solid provider. They like to have financial security, and you are an earth sign, you're Capricorn. So it stands to reason that you like to have your bills paid, you like to have savings, you like to have solid income, regular income. You like to create goals and meet them because you like to have a nice environment. You like to gift people, that's your love language. You're very generous, you know, you like to reward yourself. It's the material world, it's having a good relationship with the material world, because that provides you a sense of security and a sense of abundance. It could be costing you. It could be costing you money to leave someone. So if you know, have to pay like this month's rent, and then you have to pay 3 months rent for a deposit you weren't expecting to have to pay because you weren't anticipating on moving out. You know, suddenly that's 4 months rent, isn't it, instead of one. So where you're usually flush with cash, you're like suddenly not. So it can be a temporal thing. It doesn't have to be you know, that you're just someone that never has money. It could be like it's gonna be, you know, tight for a while just because of the situation, the set of circumstances that we're in. Because whenever like a Pentacles card is reversed, I view it as money falling out of the wallet. So it's either a loss or we've actively withdrawn from a connection. Roblox Queen, hello. It could also be like a sense of like a lack of generosity, you know, because you're like, well, why would I do nice things for people, or I'm gonna have to be tight with money and be frugal by choice because I need to plan for now, you know, having like a different lifestyle due to me leaving a situation. So it could just be where you're naturally generous, you're actually gonna have to like review how you approach money for a while, for the foreseeable future. You know your situation, so we won't stay on that any longer. Right, let's get some cards for your person. Gosh, it's very stormy outside. Oh my god, we've got Divine Counterparts. Queen of Pentacles. So this is your person that you're splitting up from. And a Page of Swords. They're watching you like a hawk. They're trying to get information about you. They could be asking mutual friends or family about you. Let me just close the windows. Yeah, they could be asking around, they could be looking at your social media, they could be checking their phone to see when you were last online, all that stuff. This is you know, like someone that's watching, because they're trying to gather information. You know, it's a sense of spying. They've got their shoulder up, they've got their hood up, they've got their sword raised. They know they shouldn't really be looking, but they're kind of being tasked with the quest of, you know, gathering information, finding out. So it's like a spying card, really. Curiosity, or trying to get specific information. I mean, often we do that when we're trying to find out if you're dating someone new yet, or, you know, how is that person doing? Are they suffering? Are they spiraling? What are they doing? Are they going out with their mates, getting absolutely lashed and unraveling and then crying and being sick? Or are they fine without me? Like, sometimes you just want to know, don't you? Sometimes you don't want to know and people tell you and you're like, I don't want to know, please don't, because it's upsetting. See, Queen of Pentacles is upright, you're reversed. So it looks like you left, you could have had to move out, and it's cost you. They're looking in a better position financially. Although, you know, if you've been sharing a place, they're now going to have to pay more of the bills, or they're going to expect you to keep paying it. So nothing much has changed for them. Financially, they're still getting half of everything paid, so. You could be parents, you don't have to be, you could just be mature people that own a home or rent a home together. Both have decent jobs, but it's created hardship for you, the fact that you've moved out. Four of Cups reversed is a positive reversal. If it was upright, it would be someone who's rejecting offers of emotion from others. This person becoming open to expression of emotion from others. The Four of Swords upright is taking a break. It's a much needed respite. Okay, we're laying down the swords, we're putting them back in the sheath, and we're lying down, meditating, because it's time to just have a breather, you know, before going back out onto the battlefield, basically. So let's get 3 for the outcome. The Fool. The Fool's upright. So someone's ready to take a leap of faith into a brand new chapter. You see there's a 0 because this is a reset. This is taking a leap of faith. It's Aries energy. This person has blind faith that everything's going to be all right when they go head first into this new chapter. It's a sense of, you know, optimism, blind optimism, because they're looking in a mirror back at themselves. So it's not like they've got information. It's a foolish enterprise, right? Sometimes it works out to just take a gamble on something, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's the thing, isn't it? 3 of Wands upright is, I know what I want, I've created a plan, and now I'm going to take action. Because the 2 of Wands is a planning phase. Do I pick A or B? Do I go left or right? Do I stay or do I go? The 3 of Wands is like, I've decided, and I'm taking action. You could be dealing with an earth sign for them to be a Queen of Pentacles. They could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but they don't have to be. You could be dealing with an Aries, because this is the major arcana for Aries. We don't have to be. Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups reversed. Now, this can mean that there's, when it's upright, it's like cause to celebrate, groups, community coming together, happiness, parties. When it's reversed, it's like the opposite of coming together is isolating yourself, you know, going into hermit mode, keeping away from people. It's not really a time to celebrate. It can also speak of, in a love reading, a third party, because the Two of Cups is being in love. It's one cup from you, one cup from them, and it's mutual. When there's 3 cups, that's 1 cup too many being brought into the situation. That, to me, when it's upright, is a third party connection that's in place, it's in process. When it's reversed, it's like someone's ended it. Someone's ended like a third party situation. Now, I don't get like a sense of cheating like the Seven of Swords or the Devil or Three of Swords with heartbreak. It may just be that this isn't a time to celebrate. I'm going, yeah, I've created a plan for this new phase of my life, but I'm not necessarily going to be dating anyone, or it's not because of anyone else. I'm not getting that it's third party. I feel like it's just, maybe someone's just thinking, well, I'm going to take action on some sort of independent lifestyle for myself going forward. Let's get messages from your person, this Queen of Pentacles. See, this is no contact messages, so that even if you're not in contact, this is what they'd say to you. Showing out. I'm acting like I don't care about what's happened between us, but I do. I just want to appear unbothered. Okay, so they might look like they're doing really well at the moment, but actually they've got eyes on you, or they're asking around about you, or they're looking at your social media trying to see status updates, anything's been added to your page, when you were last online. You know, they want information. So you might think, oh, they're not arsed, they're moving on. But they're saying that they're just acting like that, okay, because they just don't want to look dumb in front of anyone. It's like a natural part of ego, isn't it, that we don't want anyone to know that we're inquisitive, because we shouldn't be checking up on someone that's just left us, but you do. It's like twisted, isn't it? It's like looking at a car crash. You're like, well, I need the information. You don't need the information. It's probably going to upset you to see it. And often you regret looking, don't you? So it's that kind of thing. What's the nature of this connection? Although I feel like we know, you know, you've had a serious relationship. Beware of codependency. Addictive behaviours are affecting your romantic life. Ooh. Okay, so addictive behaviours can be like, you know, when you have to do everything together. It can be spending too much. It can be over-exercising, overeating. Procrastination, you know, being toxic, not being truthful, not being honest, being emotionally volatile or closed off. Addictive behaviours can cover a lot of things, can't it? Being a workaholic. Beware of codependencies. They could be codependent on you or codependent on a substance or a particular habit that they've got, behaviour that they've got. Definitely. Not sure what that means. Let's get a confession from them. You deserve more than I can give you. It's a strange thing to say. So you leave them and then they confess that you deserve more than they can give you. Doesn't seem right, does it? I mean, that's what it is, but I don't really understand that yet. Let's have a look. Let's get clarification. What went on in your connection then? Or what is this person's issues? Photograph. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. Girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. This could be someone that's, you know, sort of engineered things to their own benefit and to your detriment in terms of finances, in terms of assets, wealth, finances. You're constantly needing attention from you, wanting attention from others. Narcissists need some sort of supply. So, supply can be attention, it can be status, it can be wealth. They have to be getting something out of the situation, and it's usually something material, but it can be a combination of things, or it can be, you know, status, like they get some sort of title or... Interesting. Okay, well, let's keep digging. Two-faced. Playing with your emotions, insincere, not who you think. Ooh. Yeah, there could be someone that plays games. They could be very manipulative, quite toxic. Maybe they actually don't feel the emotions that you feel. You know, they try to bitch about you to everyone, say that you're using all their money, and it's actually the other way around. Like, they tell, like, disgusting lies, and they don't really feel any remorse about it. Temporal bonds. In the realm of flighty bonds, true connections waver but endure. Yes, they could have, like, pretended to have an emotional bond with you. They could have engineered, like, everything that would look like. But actually, to do the things that they've done shows that it's a different kind of mind, isn't it? That can do nasty things to someone and claim to be in love with them. It's like having multiple personalities. Tired of drama. Oof. There's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of drama. There could be problems with the law. Cheating. Using. Omitting truths. Twisting things. That kind of explains why they're obsessed with you and why you left. Because narcissists are parasitic. They have to get their supply from somewhere else because they're very chaotic. They're chaotic people. So they go towards people who are very functional, who have good connections, you know, with friends, family, colleagues. They can hold down a job. They don't get in trouble with the law. You're a functioning person. They're very chaotic. There's lots of drama. There's lots of events. They could have a criminal record. You know, they break ties, they burn bridges everywhere they go because they do very extreme actions towards people. They're very impulsive, reckless people. So they need people who are functioning to be parasitic of them and survive. Like, no contact, blocked, silent treatment, cut off all communication. Contemplation, unsure choices, decisions. Ooh. Maybe you've blocked them as well. I mean, that would be my advice. I would block them and I'd block any of their friends, their family, their colleagues, because they will use all of those people to do hoovering. And that means they'll persuade those people and blackmail them emotionally to get in touch with you and reach out to you, and they're more palatable. You know, so you might feel bad to ignore them and you'll speak to them and then they'll be like, oh, this person just really wants to speak to you. And it's like, no. So you're best to cut them all off, because that person going to get information about you and try to suck you back in by using people that are probably more harmless, but they're not harmless, are they? Because they're opening the door to the narcissist and letting them into your house. So they're not harmless, really. They're people that want someone to change because it's their dad or it's their mum, it's their son, it's their daughter. They've got this hope, eternal hope, that the person will change and stop being the way that they are, but they don't. They don't change. Best to, as much as you can, create distance and silence, you know, with people like that. You deserve better. That one's never come out, you know. Companion. Listen to your inner voice. Your spirit guide is there to assist you. Okay, so you're not alone. Your gut's telling you what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know this person, bad news. You'll feel confused why you've got some good memories of this person, and you'll feel like strange to miss their smile or miss, you know, certain things that they've done for you, because a narcissist can be very charming. They can write you poetry, they can do romantic things that no one's ever done, but at the same time they're stabbing you in the back with a smile on their face and they're laughing about it. So you just have to remember that every time you're feeling weak. They're very good at consuming all of your time and your attention as well, like ringing you up constantly, messaging you constantly. you get hooked on that attention that you're getting from them. But as soon as they go off the phone to you, they're probably shagging someone else, or, you know, telling people that you spend all their money. You've got to remember that this is a person with two faces, you know, and it's a sinister one. So we've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign. Okay, so they could be an air sign, or there could be an air sign involved, and there's somehow someone with air placements. Let's get you some advice. Soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. That's so nice, actually. Allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. You've got more than one life to live. You know, we have multiple lives, and that learning can be taken through into the next life, and the life after that, and the life after that. When we've learned lessons, we can break generational curses. In my family, all the women in my family have, at some point in their life, had narcissistic abuse. And, you know, these are real things that happen. It can happen in multiple generations of a family, where there's a pattern, and then, you know, hopefully, you know, that pattern won't continue. But the things that we learn, if we do learn our lessons, hopefully in the next life we don't make the same mistakes again. But if someone wasted many years of your life, because you can marry a narcissist, if you've fallen in love and you have children with them, it's very difficult to leave, and you don't really trust them with your children. So sometimes you stay together for many years, even though you know that they don't really love you. You may even feel that they don't really love your children, but it's that fear of like, well, what are they going to be like with them when they're alone with them? So I get that it's really complicated, but yeah, someone could have used many years of your life, or it could just be 1 year of your life, but your soul is limitless. You know, your soul doesn't disappear. You continue to be a higher being. So yeah, it's not for nothing. These are lessons that are sent to us, because at some point you felt weak and you've just wanted a relationship, and, you know, you've taken a flyer on someone, and okay, they turn out to be a bad egg, but it doesn't make you a bad person. You're a functional person. They're not a functional person. So in a way, you know, that thing that's latched onto you has recognised that you're very well functioning. So it's not that you're stupid, it's not that you're worthless, it's not that you're naive or X, Y, Z. But sometimes we look the other way from red flags, and we don't like stamp it out early on and just finish the connection like in its early infancy, because we're just really enjoying all the attention that they're giving us. And Like I said, it can be very confusing. It's not that you're dumb, because they're actually love bombing you in the beginning, and mine write me poetry. I've never had a guy write me poetry. I've never had a guy wash my hair for me. Like, it could be really sweet and charming, but the things that he did to me, the things that I continued to find out after he was exposed, was terrifying, honestly. I could not place one person that I thought he was with the person that he turned out to be. It was frightening. It was really, really frightening, and he was in trouble with the law. He's in jail now. Some people are really good at lying, and they're really good at getting people that love them to lie for them as well. So it's not about you being stupid or deserving it or making some sort of horrific mistake. Normally, you've started to see red flags and you've ignored them because you're at a vulnerable place in your life where you just want to be in a connection, so you continue with it, But I mean, you fuck around, you find out, isn't it? So eventually you think, shit, this needs to stop. This is scary now. But yeah, I find it interesting. I think there's more narcissists around than what you believe. And the good thing is, most people have had dealings with one, whether it's directly or there's someone in their family that's dealt with one. It's more common than what you think. So don't be ashamed. Do talk to people, because it'll help you to move past it. It does a lot of damage, and you don't want to trust anyone for a long time afterwards, but you were normal before that person came along. They'll always be chaotic, that you can't get away from themselves. You're away from them now, so your life will really quickly return back to calm. Yeah, beyond the veil, that's really true. As well, like, if you've got a good support network around you, you're always going to be fine. You're always going to recover, because you are that person that has that stable support network around you, or you learn to find one. If the narcissist is someone in your own family, that's obviously difficult, but you learn to find trusted friends. Friends can be like family. I ended up confiding in a work colleague, and she was great. And it turned out she dealt with someone exactly like that. So sometimes you just got a sense about yourself that this is a person you can trust, and you tell them, and you're like, oh God, it feels so good to be able to just tell someone like the depth of what has gone on here and not be judged by them. But for them to also understand like what it's done to me. Do you know what I mean? Because it is scary, like that person being around your family. So you do carry a bit of guilt, because you think, shit, like, that's a dangerous person I've had around my family. But people are really quite good if you confide in some people, it'll help you to heal. And as I say, you're the normal person, so you've got the stability. You'll get back to you really quick, but they'll never be able to get away from themselves, and they're never going to change. So keep them well out of your life. Nurture. It's okay to want to stay home and be alone. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honour how I feel and take this day to do the things that feel nurturing to me. Absolutely, it will be upsetting to find out what this person done, and the lies that they told, the laws that they've broken, the things that they're willing to do. You will feel like people are just making stuff up because it'll seem like a movie when you find out what this person been up to. So it's not just being hurt one time, because you keep finding out more and more stuff that they've lied about, more and more stuff that they've done. But, you know, when it's all out, then it's time to start healing. Be patient with yourself, you know, give yourself time, because it does take a little bit to dawn. You know, like it could have been worse. Like how things ended could have been a lot worse. And it's hard to see that at first, but you know, the reality is, if you've been exposed to someone who's been in trouble with the law, you could have got arrested, you could have been implicated in something, you could have been around weapons, you know, and got involved in a shooting or so. You know, you've got to think about how everyone basically, hopefully in your situation, this is true, everyone's okay. You feel stupid, you might be down a few grand, but everyone's okay, you're going to be okay. You know, because you're a functioning member of society. That isn't your personality, that was their personality, that was their trouble. It's gone now. I mean, if it is a narcissist in your family, you're going to have to cut out anyone, unfortunately, that keeps forgiving them or keeps, you know, trying to see the good in them, because they're just a sucker, aren't they? They don't change. Apparently, like 60% of people in prison are narcissists, because they're people that have sociopathic tendencies, and they can have psychopathic tendencies as well. So they're not really people that have remorse. They're going to continue to law break, aren't they? So it makes sense that 60% of people in jail would be people that don't really have a conscience. A guardian spirit watches over you. Feel their presence. Well, that's nice. You're not alone, okay? And you're well protected. If you feel to, you can ask your spirit guides for protection. You can ask your angels, you know, to keep you and your family safe from harm. One, 0, 1, 1, take action. Hope, new beginning. That's cute. I like that. So this is obviously you. Hope, new beginning, fresh start, lifestyle, purpose, spiritual awakening. The sooner you get going, the sooner you will accomplish what you set out to do. Those with patience will eventually reap the rewards of their perseverance. That's really nice. I like that. I feel bad for you for what you're going through, so I'm going to, even though it's been a long ass read, then I'm going to get you one of these. The stellar compass. You are never lost. The universe always guides you to your true path. Oh, that's so nice. That's really nice. Be patient with yourself, okay? You've been through a lot. This was a sinister character that you were victim to, so forgive yourself. Don't be too tough on yourself, okay? You're not the first to fall for this, and you won't be the last. Many people have had dealings with a narcissist, so you know, don't self-deprecate. okay? There was like one more thing that I wanted to do, but I can't think what it was now. No, I think that's... Oh yeah, I know. Because obviously we don't want this person. When are you going to find new love? I suggest having some time to yourself. You know, like, you might not want to be around people. You don't really... It's not like you want to brag about what's happened, is it? Do you know what I mean? When you've had something awful happen like this, you kind of want to lay low for a bit. But when my Capricorn meets someone new... February. Okay, so bearing in mind that we're in the end of October, getting to November, December, January, February. So 4 months from now, that is not long at all. You think about how fast the working week goes. It's going to be like the end of winter and you're going to meet someone. It could be when it's snowing, when it's icy. Beautiful, like February blue skies, you know, going for a hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows, winter walk, all wrapped up, cozy. A nice snowy, like funny, like sledging day out, or like snow fight. Making snow angels. It's a very romantic time of year. Oh, I love driving to work in February because even though it's freezing cold, it's like blue sky. You got like this gorgeous yellow, kind of the quality of light is so yellow. Because the sun's like really low, isn't it? And I don't know, it's just... You can have like the most gorgeous sunrises. February is a nice time of year to be in love. Yeah, Spirit's telling you that you deserve better, you're not a bad person, you're not a low quality person, you're a high value person. You deserve to be treated that way. You don't deserve the betrayal that you've experienced in this connection. If this is your story, it's not going to be everyone's story. Not everyone's going to be, you know, dealing with a narcissist, but you'll know if this is your story. And you know, the spirit team will help people that need it the most when they need it. This is someone that needs support right now. So yeah, if it doesn't resonate, watch watch your person's sign, and you can watch your moon sign and your any sign that you cusp with. But don't be mad if it isn't your story, because spirit wants to help people that need it the most, and this is someone that's really been through it. If you've not been dealing with a narcissist, you'll know. Okay, this is someone that breaks the law, smashes up property, messes around with guns, drugs. They're a serial liar. They can be very charming and they can be very terrifying. So if you're not dealing with someone like that, it's not your story. And I would just watch the sign of like your person or something, okay? But never be mad, because there's people that are experiencing this and have gone through this, and it is horrible. It's really horrible. You know, in light of like what drama this person gone through, whoever this is for, if you're having a bit of a dull time and you were hoping for, you know, an exciting love reading, maybe be glad that it's quite nice to be bored rather than have extreme drama where someone's threatening you or smashing the place up. Maybe be grateful that you're not, you know what I mean? I'd rather be a bit bored, frankly, than like trying to repair myself after this. Okay, so we're going on to Aquarius next. feel like my voice is just slightly better this evening. Sick of having like dry airways, obviously sick of it. Okay. I'm looking forward to changing my setup, you know. I'll be changing my setup to get it ready for like a Thanksgiving kind of vibe. I'm going to get like Apache stuff and like a dream catcher and things out. Change the deck. The decks that I've been using. Native American vibes. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aquarius's highest good. How is Aquarius feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in the future? 3 cards for how Aquarius is feeling, first of all. Hi, Belinda. Okay, so Aquarius, you've got the 10 of Cups reversed. The 10 of Cups upright is, 10 is family. Okay, so this would be every person in the family, like especially within a household, their cup being full, okay, being happy, being contented. When it's reversed, there's discontent, there's discord within a family unit, a family household. That has to be in there because it's part of the setup. Oops. Right, you are showing up as the Knight of Swords reversed. The Knight of Swords upright is someone that needs to deliver an urgent message. You see this mythical bird. There's feathers fluttering down from it because it's going so fast. Her hair's like flying through the wind. The sword's raised. She's got armor on. This is with haste that this person's moving. They're actively traveling to go and deliver a message. Swords are communication. So usually I would take that as something very urgent, something hasty. I wouldn't take it as a romantic vibe. It's like I've got to get something off my chest, and it may be good and it may not be good, but it could be quite blunt, you know, not delivered in the best possible way. It's just a sense of urgency, like I need to like blurt this out. I need to get this off my chest. Now, when it's reversed, there's something that you really want to say, but you're not saying it. Okay, so that throat chakra is blocked because you're stopping yourself from expressing how you're feeling to a person. And a knight is someone that needs to communicate it's quite a new connection, to be honest. Knights are, you know, it's all about courtship and the early days of the connection, first dating someone. But it could just be that there's a message you really need to deliver in general to do with that family situation that's not good. It's everyone's in discord. Thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. The Empress. See, this is the major arcana for Taurus and for Libra, okay? It's shared. The Empress is someone who attracts, okay? They do not chase. The Empress is pregnant with, well, she can be literally pregnant, but she's pregnant with ideas, pregnant with possibilities. She's very creative. She's highly productive. You see that there's wheat fields here. There's orchards, you know, she's holding like something that she's picked from the tree. There's literally sun shining out of her. She's the highest status in the tarot deck. She's equivalent to the Emperor. You know, the Empress rules all. She's high value. She's all four queens. Okay, so she's the Queen of Wands, ambitious, confident, assertive, seductive. She's the Queen of Pentacles, works hard, enjoys to provide, enjoys a nice material wealth, you know, to create a beautiful home, to gift people. The Queen of Swords, a truth teller, someone who mentors people, a provider of facts, education, knowledge, research, fights for justice. You know, the Queen of Cups, like an empath, someone who's nurturing, calm, patient, understanding, forgiving, emotionally intelligent. You're showing up as the Empress. You're high value, but you're in this vibe of attraction rather than pursuit, and yet there's something that you really want to say. The story of the Empress in Greek mythology, it's someone that is their destiny is to be rescued and married and have lots of children. Let's get 3 for your person. You could have Taurus or Libra in your chart. You could be feeling good about yourself, could be feeling high value. You could feel like you're able to regenerate yourself, to rebuild, because that's what the Empress has to do. It's not that she just has a great time and she's just always got loads of money and loads of love. She's able to create and recreate as many times as she needs to, back from zero. So it's a sense of regeneration, a sense of possibility, a sense of newness. And having everything you need to do that. So who's showing up for you? Let's see. The Page of Pentacles reversed with the Tower reversed. See, if that was upright, I'd say, oh, there's going to be major change. The landscape of, you know, your life is going to be different. This person wants to invest in you. Because towers don't always have to be like a terrible thing. But it's when something is going to fall down and be replaced by new, something newer, something better. See, that would be like, I wouldn't take that as negative, to be honest. Like, you'd get offered something by another person and, you know, it'd be life-changing. So it's not always bad, is it, when it's like that? But the Tower reversed is major change, that this person's trying to avoid a Tower moment. They're trying to avoid major change. But they're not offering anything. If anything, they've withdrawn. from the situation. So I'm interested who this is. Now that's Aries energy. But that Page of Pentacles reversed is withdrawing time, money and energy to avoid a Tower moment. So it could be someone that's giving you space or lying low or hiding because they don't want a conversation where it could go a way that they don't want it to go. Do you know what I mean? Four of Cups upright, closed off. It's like a sense of being shut down. Not wanting to receive expression of emotion. Hi, Laverne. This is a love reading for anyone who's the sign of Aquarius or dealing with an Aquarius. It's for the final week of October, so this week. Knight of Wands reverse. Someone's lost their libido. You've got a lot of passion for you, but they've lost their excitement. They've lost their libido. They're not feeling passionate. They don't want to be physical with you. This feels like, because they're showing up as a knight and a page, it feels like someone who's... It doesn't feel like your ex, because you're obviously someone who has a family. I feel like this is a relatively new love interest. And they've withdrawn from the situation. But it's not because they're not interested. It's because the timing's bad, or they don't, you know, it's like if I get up in someone's face or I ask them what's going on, I'm going to get an answer that I don't like. So it's like a sense of shrinking back and lying low to just hope that the storm passes or whatever. Does that make sense? If you look, you're both avoiding each other. You are both avoiding communicating or expressing emotion with each other, investing in each other. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Oh, you got cheated on, that's awful. Why do people do these things? Like, well, I suppose only they know, don't they? Only the people that are cheating know why they're doing it. Okay, so we've got the Chariot, which is the major arcana for Cancer. Let's read from the back. The Hermit, which is the major arcana for Virgo. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Page of Swords reversed. The Chariot reversed. The Hermit is looking within. It's doing shadow work. In the story of the major arcana, the Fool realises that the answers lie within him. So he must walk this part of the journey alone. He can't ask other people why this happened. Okay, the two people in a relationship or a connection know what happened. They know how they feel about one another. you know in your heart what you want as an outcome. You know in your heart what part you played, what part they played. It's a time for reflection, deep introspection. The Ace of Pentacles is a loss of either finances or a major level up that we thought we were going to get and it didn't happen. The Page of Swords reversed is like blocking, so the Page of Swords upright could be looking at someone's social media, checking their profile picture, their status, looking for any new posts, asking mutual contacts, for information, checking your phone. This could be blocking someone, deleting them, blocking them, or just ignoring messages that come through, blocking social media, unfriending, their friends, their family, them. The Chariot reversed, well, the Chariot upright is success, victory, it's movement, it's going for what you want. It's the Emperor that jumps into the Chariot, so they're going to, with great determination, to be triumphant, and defend or attack to gain territory. So when it's reversed, the Chariot has derailed, it's overturned, and it could be failure, loss, or defeat at the last minute. So something's unravelled here. Something's gone awry. Let's get 2 more for the outcome, because they were a combination. Yeah, so the Eight of Pentacles, when it's upright, you can see a hammer and chisel. So this is 7 is the past, 8 is the future. It's growth and expansion. It's intention to work hard at something, to grow it, to build it. That would be investment into a connection, like seriously hard work, promising to take on courses or get promotions or like rise to the occasion in order to secure a mortgage, or like, we do what we do, don't we, to build for the future. This is reversed, so it's like what was on the table is now not on the table. What we were offering, we're now not offering, because either it's not deserved, or that person has just changed their mind. Like, let's get one more. The Queen of Swords reversed. So that's a divorce card to me. It's a card of separation, divorce, severing ties. The Queen of Swords, when it's upright, is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Heavy Aquarius energy. Swords are truth, justice, honesty, communication. Air signs are very intellectual. You're very intelligent. You're fantastic public speakers, writers. Very, very good at all of those things. When we abuse communication, and when a Queen of Swords is in a negative position, you could be blocking communication, or you could be using communication in a way that's very blunt, very factual, logical, cold, harsh. So I don't know whether it's blocking or, blunt communication, but can also be like manipulative as well. So, but yeah, it represents a separation, a divorce, and it looks like this person is just trying to lie low. But the cards kind of in the outcome indicate a lack of investment, a loss, failure or defeat at the last minute. Where something was supposed to grow and expand, it's not going to. And there's a decision to cut it off. You are showing up, Aquarius, though, as someone who is very much in their power, highly productive, highly capable, high value, all four queens, able to regenerate, because what you have, what you need, you have within you. Like, wherever you go, you can rebuild. Whatever's gone on, you can rebuild. And I think it might have been a relatively new connection, because you're showing up as knights. But you could have kids, or you could have a home, or a lot of people that rely upon you, that this is like upset. A lot of people close to you that this is upset, because we've got that 10 of Cups, haven't we? Which is a family card. Unless that represents whoever you're living with not getting on. So it could have been you and them, or it could be that you live with other people. But it could have, like, this connection could have got in the way of, excuse me, could have got in the way of like a peaceful household. It could be that it's people that live, you know, not in the household, but it's family. Let's get no contact messages from them. Have my kids. I want to have a family with you. I know you to be an amazing parent, and I dream of the day I can experience raising a family together. Wow. They view you as the Empress. They know your high value, and they would like to have had a family with you. They don't want the tower to fall. They're not feeling good, like not feeling sexy, not feeling excited, not wanting anyone else. Let's get more. What's the nature of this connection, please? Love your shadow. Accept and work with the flaws in yourself so you can learn to accept others as they are. That's an interesting one. It's a bit difficult to accept someone for the flaws that they have if they've been tempted elsewhere. Well, they obviously care about you a great deal. You know, like they're thinking about the future. They're thinking about having a family together, or building the family further together. That's a very serious commitment. Listen to your heart. I take that as like what they're saying, do you know what I mean? So I put it that side. It's not necessarily advice. Let's get confessions from them. I am very attracted to you. I want to make new memories with you. Okay, that's what they're thinking about. That's what's on their mind. Let's get some clarification about what's gone on here. Ooh, where's that gone? Oh my god, you know what I haven't done? That's an alarm to tell me, like, when to go to bed because I've got work. But I haven't got work this week, have I? Because it's half term. And I'm a high school teacher. I need to turn my alarms off. God, that would have gone off at 5:40 tomorrow morning. Ew. No, thank you. Challenges, make a decision, work on inner healing. If you wanted to work on this person is very serious about you. You don't have to, though. Would never say that you have to, like, forgive someone. You would never allow me to tell you to do that. But they hold you in very high regard. They think about a future together. They want to be with you. They don't want the tower to fall. Let's get some more clarification. I mean, with you being the Empress, you might be thinking, well, I know what I think and I know what I want, but they're going to have to make the effort to talk to me. Mask. Not showing true feelings. Hide. Personify. Pretend. Delude. Gaslighting. Yeah, like, I think they're hiding from you because they're just like, if I don't speak with them, they can't break up with me. If I don't speak with them, they can't shout at me. You know, I don't want the conversation, I don't want the talk, or whatever. So you might find yourself at a bit of a no man's land, bit of a standstill. Dream world, living in a fantasy land, illusions, not real love. Love's disguise. Go beyond superficial looks and see who they truly are. I don't know if this person's really good looking, but they could be someone that, you know, gets away with a bit more because they're really nice to look at, or they're really good in bed, or a bit of both. But it's like they've kind of like flaunted that and taken you for granted. I mean, sometimes that's like something we have to admit to ourselves as well, because, you know, if we go for someone because they're really great looking and or really great in bed, it's a bit superficial of us, isn't it, to pick them for that reason, if we're honest. Maybe they're not like as nice a person as what other people we've met in personality or character, morals. Betrayal. deceit, backstabbing, traitors, unworthy of trust, falling apart, falling into pieces. Bloody hell. It's very dramatic, isn't it? Broken mirror, fighting, trust issues, one-sided, detached. Ooh. They could be like someone who's not necessarily cheating, but they're an obvious flirt, or they could have actually cheated. It's weird, like the morals that some people have, isn't it? Like they don't see it as like cheating, but then they wouldn't be happy if you did it. It's like, what? How would they feel if it was done to them? I wonder. Would they be so chilled about it? Trust your gut, it's rarely wrong. I'm going to get some advice from the Sea Melodies tarot deck, not tarot deck, oracle deck, because I don't want to kind of be too soppy about this. Like, it's quite blatant, this one, if you ask what you should do. What should Aquarius do in this situation, please? Guidance, find safety in your beacon's light. Take the helm, be in control of your own ship. I like that. It isn't nice to like be at the behest of someone else and their whims and whatever they feel like doing. If we feel like there's now trust issues, it's, you know, it's very difficult to just go along with how they're steering the ship then, because for us, we're not in control. There's no guarantee that it's going to work out. They could lead us into rocky shores, couldn't they? If you don't like how things feel, you know, take control back. Find safety in your beacon's light. That's your internal guidance. Like, if you go, okay, it's upsetting, so I'll get back with them, in your heart and in your mind and in your tummy, you're going to feel like a physical reaction, like, this ain't right, this ain't right. So, you know, you'll know, because your body will tell you. Your body will tell you. That's your third eye chakra, like your gut. You know, if you start getting IBS because you think, what am I doing, like lying in bed next to this person, like, that I don't even trust, you're going to get like migraines, you're going to get uptight, you're going to be grinding your jaw, you won't be able to sleep, you know, you might be sweating, you might have IBS, you might just be like, do you know what, my body's having a physical reaction because I have not made the right decision here. And that's your prerogative to change your mind. Even if you give this person a go, if you're having a physical reaction, you know that your body is telling you, like, what are you doing? You know this is wrong. So it's not like you've made your bed, so you got to lie in it. Do you know what I mean? If you know you're out of this now, you're out of it, and you got your life back. If you feel like giving it another go, you'll know whether you're happy with that or not, because your body's going to tell you. Trust your gut. Let's get you some more advice. Change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. I like that. Gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Yeah, go with the flow. You know, these challenges have come up. They were not anticipated, they were unexpected. But we're just gonna have to go with the flow, you know? If you're swimming against the tide, you'll realise, because it'll be tiring, it'll be exhausting. And you'll just know, you know, like, this isn't, like, the easiest way that I could be doing things right now. If I got into trouble in like stormy waters with really strong currents, there's not a chance I'm trying to swim against that. I'm gonna get on my back and I'm gonna float. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to get on your back and float. You need to just let the current take you where it's gonna use up so much of your energy to swim against that tide. You're going to drown. You know what I mean? So you've got to read a situation, listen to your internal guidance. What the most sensible thing to do is to preserve your energy right now to survive this storm. And it's gonna like use up way too much energy to go against the grain and keep stoically trying to fight something. Go with the flow. Let the tide take you where it needs to naturally take you. Because that's how you'll make it out of this. Sounds cryptic, but it makes sense to me. All I know is in the Caribbean, we were trying to swim back towards this catamaran against the current, and my arms just started to get really tired, and that's the most frightened that I've ever been in my life, because I was about to drown. And then this guy was like, grab onto the life raft, and I felt like embarrassed doing it. And he was like, no, hold on, and you'll get your strength back, and you'll be able to get back to the catamaran or whatever. And my sister had to do the same, and the kids had life jackets on, so we weren't, you know, so worried about them. I was more worried about my sister because she didn't have a life jacket on, and I knew she was getting tired, and I knew that she was going to be worrying about the kids first. But sometimes you have got to think about yourself as an individual. Are you going to make it, or are you going to drown? You've got to do what makes... If we didn't have a life raft, right, to grab onto, I would have got on my back and I would have just floated, because it doesn't take any energy to do that. What it takes all of your energy and all of your strength to do is try to swim against the tide. So if something isn't naturally flowing, what are you doing? It makes no sense to swim against it, does it? That makes no sense at all. So I think it's quite clear advice that sometimes you've just got to take the easier route, give yourself a breather, and get your strength back. Aquarius, like... I think you find it difficult to put yourself first because you're a very humanitarian sign. You're always thinking about the wider community, always thinking about how things affect other people. And you don't really like to show weakness, but sometimes you've got to put yourself first because you're going to get into a crisis if you don't. It's not personal, People's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. Okay, for some reason, that's coming out. Clarity. Light a candle for clarity. Illuminate the path to your desires. That's nice, I like that. Let's get you a good fortune card. That was straight out. Did you see that? A time of great prosperity is on the horizon. Okay, we like that. Two, 002, the void. Longing, technology, ambition, genius, forward thinking, stress and depression. That's a bit of a mixture. You have more control over your life than you realise. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. There are plenty of friends to make, so chill out, have fun and open up. Go outside. Getting a spiritual kick up the arse there. I'm going to get you one of these because I just feel bad for you. The Star Child, how cute is that? And your Aquarius. Your major arcana is the Star. Reconnect with your inner child. Their wonder is the seed of your manifestations. Yeah, like, just go back to, like, a simpler time, okay? Because, okay, you got an adult body now, but you are the child that you always were. What were your hopes and dreams? You know, if you didn't have to tell yourself, like, to be so realistic about everything, what would a really nice life look like to you? Okay, because that's what you're going to aim for next. Take care, Aquarius. I hope this resonates. Do you want me to pick a new love card just in case you're open to... You might just want time to yourself, but for anyone that's looking to meet someone new, don't lose hope, okay? Don't lose hope. It's time to get back to lighter times. Lighter, carefree times. If you didn't have to worry about something being realistic or practical, or everyone's allowed to dream, okay? So what is it that looks like a nice future to you, looks like a nice picture to you? Visualize it, ask for it, work towards it, okay? Well, that one's upright as well. Enlighten. Illumination is near. A period of enlightenment and clarity awaits. Don't lose hope. Okay, take care. I hope this resonates for some people. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Anyone who wants a personal reading, they're £18. Details are in the channel description. You can email me or you can private message on IG or TikTok. Turnaround time is 24 hours this week. You get a long ass reading for £18 that you know is about you and your person, 100%. Very, very good testimonials on my community page from my existing clients. So, yeah, so if you're interested in that, take a look. It doesn't have to be a love reading if you're absolutely sick of love, sick of people. Not looking for romance, you can have a career, education and finance reading. You can have a general reading to see what's just coming up for you. or a sort of health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health energy check with the Native American Indian medicine wheel. Subscriptions are starting probably in the next week. So yes, you'll be able to have a membership if that's something that you're interested in. You'll get monthly career, education and finance readings. You'll get Native American Indian medicine wheel monthly readings. And a tarot, how to read tarot cards guide as well. Because I know I explain the cards as they come out, but instead of just you learning what's coming out as it's coming out, it will be like a methodical approach going through all the cards, okay? So I know there's a lot of people that are interested in knowing more about tarot and what all the cards mean. I won't be doing extended because my readings, my love readings are long. They're like gone up to an hour lately, so I wouldn't honestly be able to get you any more than what I'm already pulling out in a collective reading. Private reading is different because you know it's you and your person, so you know that the timing is going to be specific to them. What comes out, you know, on the cards is very specific to them, where it's probably more general in a collective reading. So you can get a lot more information and timing about where their head's at and why and when they're likely to be in touch. It's more accurate, I'd say. But yeah, I would only say get readings like that a few times a year. The rest of the time, your collective readings are going to tell you what's going on generally with them. You work hard for your money, so don't throw it away on expensive readings and don't be getting them every week because tarot's addictive, y'all. It's very addictive. You can go down a rabbit hole of just following hundreds of readers and getting yourself all confused. I would stick to the ones that resonate and stick to 5 or 6, 7 readers tops. And make sure that you have a good balance between watching tarot and living your life, because nothing's going to change if you're just obsessed over watching readings. You're not living your life, so the energy is going to get stuck. Do you know what I mean? Let some life happen, distract yourself, because you can make yourself almost like a bit toxically miserable watching it. I know, because I've done it myself. Just make sure you're living your life as well. Right, Pisces. What is going on for Pisces and the one that's showing up for them in this final week of October? I don't do readings for myself because I don't trust it. I think I would probably imagine what I want to come out and then I'd pull it out. Do you know what I mean? So I do buy readings off other people, but mostly I just watch the collective readings for Taurus because that's my sign and it resonates. Like, I can't even tell you why it does, but it does. I can only think that people of the same zodiac sign are learning similar lessons, which is really interesting to me. But yeah, it's quite miraculous. It's quite a phenomenon. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Pisces' highest good. How is Pisces feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Pisces is feeling, please. Ooh, Pisces. Six of Pentacles reversed with the Ten of Swords reversed. So if we put these upright, Six of Pentacles when it's upright is fairness. Okay, Three Pentacles from you, Three Pentacles from your person. These are increments of time, money, and energy. Six is an even number, it's a number of balance. Okay, so this is about equal give and take, reciprocity. When it's reversed, it's the opposite of equal give and take. Okay, so there's an unfair balance, there's an imbalance between who's putting in what time, money, and energy. The Ten of Swords upright is someone who has been through at the ringer, like an incredibly dramatic, painful, upsetting time, and they've reached the end of that. 10 is the end of a cycle. When it's reversed, we've almost got through by just staying in a painful situation right through to the end, and then right near the end we've gone, fuck that, I'm not worrying about that anymore. And it's about like taking your personal power back. So it could be that, you know, you've realised that something's just been unfair, you're not going to stress about it anymore, you're just going to go, do you know what, they're a bit of a knob and I'm out. And so it releases us from that painful cycle. That's a choice to end something, even though you've been in it for a long time and it's been unfair. You finally decided, like, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Oops. Thank you for the likes. It's appreciated. What is going on here? Seven of Wands upright. The Queen of Wands reversed. The Ten of Pentacles upright. And the Fool upright. So we've got the end of a chapter with a 10. And 10 of Pentacles is a family situation. It's two people that have put their incomes together. They've got joint assets. They've created lasting generational wealth. So you could be married or you could be, you know, unmarried but living together. You could have children. Don't have to. But it looks like you created lasting generational wealth with someone. But that's completed and now you're ready for a new phase, a new chapter. The Queen of Wands reversed. Well, it's fire energy, it's heavy Sagittarius energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but mostly Sagittarius energy. She's holding sunflowers. This is a vivacious person, someone with, you know, a very assertive, confident persona, seductive. They go for what they want. You know, they create goals, they're action orientated, they do it. They get shit done. The Queen of Wands can be a third party card, like the other man, the other woman, but it doesn't have to be. If the Queen of Wands is reversed, we may be feeling drained or tired, or we could be feeling domineering, bossy. It's accentuated one way or the other. It's like, you know, we're not kind of sitting in our power, creating goals from like a good place. This is like, I'm either unconfident or I'm being overly kind of bossy and pushy about something. Seven of Wands is competition. It's fire energy again. This is about being competitive, fighting for what you want, gaining the advantage. Maybe you're being very competitive and fighting for what you want. Because something was unfair and very, very painful, and you're choosing to leave it. So I think you're leaving a marriage or a very serious connection where there's assets, like you've been living together, you have a home together. And I think you're moving on. I think you're taking a leap of faith into something new. I mean, what I think can always change, but let's see what else comes out. You could be a parent or married, or someone just with a high-powered job. Showing up as a queen. Court cards normally indicate, you know, like someone with a lot of responsibility. Someone who's very determined, like highly motivated, highly driven. Ooh, the King of Wands has come out. See, we've got the King and Queen of Wands. You're both reversed. Okay, yeah, so it looks like you're coming out of a marriage or a very seriously, like, committed relationship where there's assets involved. You feel like this has been a painful cycle. You've had enough. You want out. Let's get 3 for your person. Someone that you're thinking about or currently dealing with or manifesting in the future. The Temperance, Sagittarius. The Death card, Scorpio. And the Six of Cups, which is a soulmate connection. That's a card of nostalgia. It's a card of a past kind of life connection. Someone feeling like home because we've been with them for many years. The Death's upright, so we're closing out a cycle. The Temperance is upright, so we're managing our emotions quite well. This person's managing their emotions really quite well when it comes to closing a chapter. They have a lot of feelings of nostalgia about this soul union. They could be a Scorpio or a Sagittarius, they don't have to be. Eight of Cups. Okay, so they could be the one that is initiating the ending. Or it could be mutual. Because I do feel like, well, you're certainly choosing not to stress about this lack of fairness. That's definitely them walking away and ending this connection. Eight of Cups upright is that person walking away. Because it's on their side. If it was on your side, it would be you walking away. I've had like so many readings where people are separating. It's a bit of a depressing week this week. Haven't we got a Mercury retrograde coming up soon? I think we have, you know. What's all this? Much needed rest. Wheel of Fortune, better days are coming. Wheel of Fortune's upright, which is good. Oh, Ten of Cups upright, happy family life, happy home. Cooperation, working together with the Three of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is a sense of lack of time, money or energy. Knight of Cups reversed is being closed off. Like it's like having strong feelings for someone and not expressing them to them. That is a strange combination. So after ending a connection where they've got a lot of nostalgia, but they're dealing with it quite emotionally well, afterwards, they take a breather, take much needed respite. The Wheel of Fortune turns upright, got a shooting star and a black cat, so that's like lucky. 10 of Cups is a happy family life, everyone's contented. There's cooperation with the 3 of Pentacles, there's teamwork. But then we have the 5 of Pentacles, and then we have a lack of expression of emotion towards someone we actually have strong feelings for. So that's bizarre to me. It's like this person ends a marriage or a connection, moves out, but then they like, it's like things get calmer, things run more smoothly, and everyone's happy living from. Either they move back in, or people are living from separate abodes, but they sort of have this feeling of like, but I really want to like come back. And then they don't say it. Perhaps it feels right to move out, and then it's like brings calm and everything's like more serene and it just settles, but then it's like, but now I want to be back. I don't know. Because that's a sense of lack, feeling out in the cold. It could like be a struggle financially, but I would say it's emotionally as well, because then they've got this Knight of Cups reversed. And there's all these feelings of nostalgia up here. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Okay, now we've got the 9 of Cups upright, so someone's contented within themselves as an individual. Their cups are full. Okay, they feel satisfied, they feel content with how things are. Nine is a single energy, you know, like after this separation, one of you is feeling very content. I'd say it's you, because you're like, oh, like, I'm getting released from this like unfair situation. You're so ready for like new with the Fool card. There's a lot of Aries, like fire energy, like Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And it's interesting because on their side it's all like water and Pentacles, and your side is like Pentacles and fire. And they're kind of like walking away, but they've got these feelings of nostalgia. And then it's like, okay, better days are coming, we're cooperating. And then it's a sense of lack again, and having these emotions that we're not expressing. So I don't think it would be them that's feeling contented single, because it wouldn't make sense. I think it's you. The Judgment, so that's a call to act, and it's being heeded. There's like a tidal wave of emotion. We've got a stairway, you know, we're being called up to this angel that's got a bugle, and it's raising the dead, like, come on, move, act, do something. The Moon card, so more water. It's all water in the outcome. Water represents emotions. There's a tiny person in the woods at night, and they're holding up a cup and it's catching all this emotion. The moon is, yeah, it's the major for Pisces, but it represents fear, having fear of the unknown, not having all the answers, but walking forwards anyway. In the story of the major arcana, the fool realizes that he must walk forwards anyway, even if it's scary, even if everything's not illuminated. There's a lot of stuff still hidden, still unknown in the dark. We must walk forwards anyway. It's about overcoming your fears. So, in the outcome, the call to act is to walk forwards anyway as a single person. This is what we must do. That's why I talk through the cards, you see, because it doesn't make sense if you just rush to some sort of conclusion. You've got to talk them through and then it makes sense. Like a think aloud. Let's get messages from them. We've got I'm sorry. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. Playing games. This is a game to me. The way I'm acting, responding or posting it to get your attention. Jealousy. I'm very jealous. I can barely stand it. Bloody hell. It does feel odd, like the way they seem to be like happy with like the ending and they walk away and then they're like, oh, now I don't like it. What's the nature of this connection, please? Difficulties. Jealousies from others may serve as obstacles to the success of this connection. You got jealousy twice. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. There's quite a lot of these. There's like 5. Open yourself to love. It is safe for you to let your heart be seen. Don't be scared. That goes with that one. Leave your fears behind. They are stopping this relationship from blossoming. Nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed. Unrequited feelings. There's not enough love to keep this relationship going in a healthy way. So you've got, I know that that's quite mixed, but if you look at it, most of it's saying, leave fear behind. Separations on the horizon. Nothing has gone wrong. This is all part of the process. Open yourself up to love. Unrequited feelings. So this person playing games with your heart, they're a game player. You know, they're a jealous person. They're controlling. They try to manipulate your emotions. They know that they do this as well. You're going to feel better once you're out of it. There's people that like breadcrumb for all kinds of reasons. You know, they like to have the upper hand. They like to stay in control. They like to feel you worrying and stressing over them. It's a bit sick, isn't it, really? That's not really love, that's control. Listen to your heart. Let's get confessions from them. I'm focused on my career and finances. Oh, you know. Maybe that's always their excuse, too busy with work. Snowed under with work. Oops. Up in the air. Not able to make solid plans, flighty, ungrounded. Okay, so they may be someone that disappears for periods, they're off the radar, they don't know what's going on, and they're like, oh, I've just been really busy with work. Okay, but like, how are we supposed to function? You know, how are we supposed to keep a relationship going when you just disappear? Love's disguise. Go beyond superficial looks and see who they really are. Okay, so there could be someone who's quite good looking, someone who, you know, presents well. Could be a bit of a type A personality, someone that likes to be in control. But they're not, you know, that's not love again, that's control, isn't it? Pregnancy test. Unsure results of pregnancy scare, positive or negative. Controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. Oh my God, that's horrific, that card. Opposites attract. What are we looking at here? Is that hair? What is that? That's quite disturbing. Lessons. Lessons, not your usual type, different spiritual beliefs. What is that? What am I looking at? Is that a fish? Oh, that's creepy. I don't get what that is that I'm looking at. Obviously, there's like yin and yang, fire and water. I don't understand what these drawings are. It's freaking me out. It looks like fish that are growing legs or something. Lessons, not your usual type, different spiritual beliefs. So you could clash in personality or beliefs or character. Pictures, regret, reminiscing, missing you, rock bottom. Karma, jail, legal issues, life falling apart. Bloody hell. Scandal, truth coming out. A pregnancy scare. I wouldn't trust this person, you know. You know, like how you or I would never lie about being pregnant, or would never try to trick someone into something. I feel like this person would, you know. Look, there's someone that breaks the law. There's someone that crosses boundaries. Controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. Love's disguise. If they're good looking, try to imagine them ugly with spots on, like, you know, I don't know, whatever you view ugly to be. Try and picture them like that and be like, would I put up with their shit if they looked not how they look? Do you know what I mean? Because people get away with so much because they're nice to look at. We all do it. We let people get away with way too much. To our own detriment. You were my home, now you're just a place I can't return to. Well, too fucking bad, because you've been playing games. You're a jealous person. And you're being messy Pisces about unrequited feelings, not enough love. Controversy, scandal, jail, legal issues, karma, life falling apart. Whoops. Communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. I mean, if that's someone's pattern, how are you going to compromise, forgive and work it out? Because that's like their modus operandi, isn't it? Maybe you could forgive and move on, you know, get closure and let it go. But I wouldn't get back with them with everything that's coming out. I wouldn't. I would forgive in order to like heal your own heart chakra and like clear that negative energy. You know, it's not good to have grudges, not good to hate on people. You can create distance though, and you don't need to take them back. Should we ask the Sea Melodies Oracle deck what to do? What should Pisces do about this person? I mean, I think you've already decided that you're going to be, you know, single and happier, like, move forward, even if it's scary. I think you've decided, like, division is the answer. Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. So that means, like, swimming further away than what you've ventured so far. Breathe. Break from beneath the water's surface and soar up beyond the turquoise sea. Yeah, come up for air, like, don't stay in the darkness, don't stay, you know, holding your breath through all the drama. Make sure you know, come up for air, let yourself breathe, but take your time and explore further, venture further out, you know, than what you've found with this person. Root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security. No, it's not a sin. Piss off out of my channel, you rude person. Do you know what you are? You're someone that would walk into an AA meeting and kick the chairs over. You're a bully. People come to me to work on themselves. It's not evil. It's not the devil. It's not demon. It's nothing. It's a nothing bad. You need to go and like exercise more tolerance for other groups in your community, because that is a disgusting way to speak about other people that are basically just helping other people. This is personal growth, this is development. What you're doing is you're going around bullying people because they don't think what you think. Not okay. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane. both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. Okay, yeah, so the root chakra is all about security. It's very important, the root chakra, because if I get my chart, hang on. The chakras are actually in this order. So at the base of your spine, you've got your root chakra. Now the chakras are like cogs that turn. So when you feel secure, when you feel safe, and that can be because, you know, your finances are in order, you calm down, you think, I've got money coming in for the next set of bills, we're okay. You unclench. Your sacral chakra, you know, like how you feel sexually, your passion for life, your creativity is kind of unlocked and inspired. Okay, so then you become confident, and then you realize that you're in control, you become assertive, you start to be someone very generous, very forgiving, very patient. You know, you can express yourself effectively. You feel confident in your destiny, your connection to the divine grows. When the root chakra is muddied because we're worried about finances, we start to become uptight, we start to go off sex, we start to, you know, have less patience, less tolerance, we start to keep our feelings locked in, we lose faith, we lose confidence that everything's going to be all right. It all gets affected. Okay, so the root chakra is the start of everything. It's very important to get your house in order with money and with security, because it's what gives our, you know, financial security gives us our sense of safety, and we come out of that fight or flight emergency response, that nervous response. That's what this is all about. Integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Okay, so it's not that when things are challenging, like we've done something wrong or we're a bad person. Life ebbs and flows, money comes and goes, you know, feelings will raise and they'll also lower, and this is just the frequency of life. Okay, light and dark, good and evil. One gives context to the other. Okay, so, you know, people feel angry and then they heal, people make mistakes and then they do better. Like, this is life. You know, integration is about accepting all of it. Accept your shadow side, you know, as well as like when you feel like you're doing well and you're being perfect and you're doing great in work and you're giving to charity and you're looking good. We can't be like that all the time, can we? Sometimes we let ourselves down. Sometimes we say something unkind or we do something that's a bit underhand. You got to accept both versions of yourself and accept that people are complicated. They have two versions of themselves, and life is ups and downs. It just is. You know, this is what integration is. Honest to goodness, I've never had so many disappointing experiences as with people that call themselves Christians. Such a lack of tolerance for other groups in society. Quite disgusting. Very accusatory, you know, wanting bad things to happen to me. Feel like I'm an earth angel. I have a spirit team. I'm trying to help people process difficult emotions. How is that the devil's work? You fucking freaks, honestly. I'm an omnis, like I don't denounce other faiths, other religions. This is my faith, this is my religion. It's very much linked to Hinduism. You know, if you think about moksha and you think about trying to be a higher being, it's linked to a lot of religions, but people just think because it's on a channel that it's not religion, but it is. This is my place of worship. You don't have to be in a physical church or mosque or temple. You shouldn't have to be in that in order to get respect from other people. It's absolutely disgusting, like the stuff that you get called, and by so-called Christians. I'm sorry, but I don't count that person as a Christian. Not for a second. What are you? Like, are you brainwashed if you're just going around calling people demons? You're like brainwashed, aren't you? Just repeating and parroting stuff that you got told by someone else. Why don't you think for yourself and try to understand and have tolerance for other things? You don't have to convert yourself to it. But I know about other religions and I have tolerance for them. And I think they all have a place. You don't have to come and call me the devil, for goodness sake. Pisses me off. Right, let's finish your reading, because you don't deserve to be interrupted anymore. It makes me so angry. It makes me really angry. I would never go into another person's place of worship and kick their chairs over and be aggressive and accuse them of being the devil just because they don't believe what I believe. Just weird. Like, how can you think that you're a good person doing that? Freaks, honestly. Just bullies. The Celestial Crown. Claim your divine power. You are royalty in the realm of manifestation. So this is your time to manifest and think about what it is that you want. Ask your spirit team, like, say, Spirit, this is what I want for myself. I want a person with these qualities. I want a place to live that has these kind of like features, or in this location. I want a workplace that understands me, that gives me time to grow, that will give me opportunities, that will see my potential. It's your time to manifest the life that you want. Put your orders in now at the spiritual drive-through and in about a year or less, they'll start to come true. Obviously, you need to be actively working towards your goals, but if you make it clear what you want, you'll get handed aces. And especially if you see 1111, Spirit is literally throwing you a bone and saying, look, ask for something right now, in this moment, one thing, and I will start working on it for you. It's really exciting when you say 1111, and it's really weird. You'll see it like several times for a couple of weeks, and then you won't see it for ages. It's really nice. It's like Spirit, you know, just say, make a wish, and I'll get to work on it for you. Get focused. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what it is I desire. I envision it for a minute or more every day, feeling how it would feel to have this in my life. What I would do, how I'd react, and who I'd tell. I picture it all. Through my continual alignment with my desires, they begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing. So, like, for example, if you ask for a workplace that understands you, where you're going to get someone that, you know, mentors you and, like, sees your potential, you know, say, like, someone's about to get pregnant and go off on maternity leave, that creates the opportunity for you. Or, you know, the school or the organisation is about to look at their budget for the next quarter, and they decide that they can afford, you know, or their strategy for the next 5 years is to, like, recruit X people in such a department or X departments, you know, that job gets put out. So things need time to, like, external realities need time to shift, don't they? And then you get a bit of luck, as well as your own preparations, a bit of luck from the universe. External reality is shifting, that's where divine timing all comes into play. But if you put your orders in, you can say it out loud. I like to say it out loud. The things that I want, you can manifest any day you want to, as much as you want to. And then you surrender it to the universe to get going on it for you. But it won't necessarily be a year, but sometimes, you know, things are quite big that we're asking for. I asked on Lionsgate for my channel to start getting views and people to see my videos. And it happened the next morning. So it just depends what it is, really. No, that's not something I asked for after making one video. I made videos for a couple of months and then I asked for it, but yeah, so you're actively working towards something, you know what it is that you want, and then the divine will bring it to you, you know, on a platter, like, because they see you working hard towards it, they will reward you with some luck as well. Did I do that one? Herbs. Nature's gifts are abundant. Utilize herbs for healing and magic. Okay. What else can I get you? Let's get you a new love. Right, divine timing for new love when more Pisces meet someone new. Oops, I've just squashed one of my cards. That's not good. That's what anger does to you. In August, okay, so next summer, I think you're going to have some time to yourself, you know, have a year to be contented just being you. And, you know, it can be scary to start, and then it can be really empowering and really quite fun, and you create a lot of stability for yourself, you know. And in August, you've got a new love coming in, Spirit's telling you. Summer love. Right, let's get you a good fortune card. A powerful spell will bring what you desire. You're being told to manifest. You've got so many cards where Spirit's like, come on, tell me what it is that you want. Tell me. Hi, Pleasure Sutton. Hi, Mariam. Social skills, 3333. Hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. The problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life, since your luck may be about to change. It's time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. Your luck's going to change. And you've got something really cool about your personality, Pisces, that people are going to really enjoy and take to. So think about how you could create a platform like the way I have, or work with the community in some way. Like I'm thinking about charity work or clubs, associations, teaching, mentoring, being an influencer, creating a channel. Somehow you're gonna interact with the community. You could be someone that, like provides courses, like my pottery course that I go to. Like Matt's my best friend now, and he's got like a whole community that is created by opening up a pottery studio. He's got so many people that come to do pottery. Like he knows hundreds and hundreds of people who are also in that field and that creative like realm. And it's a hub that he's building where people make jewelry, and there's art installations, and it's like a whole, such a cool vibe like that he's created. And some people have that, like he's a really cool dresser, he's very like cultured, very intelligent. He's like spiritual. He's one of those people that you can talk to about anything and he can hold like a conversation. He's got the personality, he's got the persona. He's a really good instructor, and he's a great friend. And lots of people have said I've moved to him from a larger like pottery studio because I just felt like a number. I was just treated like, just another like number. But here, I feel like I've made a best friend. I feel like I belong. I feel like I'm valued. I feel noticed. I feel like I'm getting the care and attention. So some people, it's what they bring to the table, and it's other people have got the same kind of technical skills, but it might be that you've got the persona, you've got the vibe, you've got the aura that people like. So that's what Spirit's telling me. There's something about you, Pisces. You've got something about you that's really good. So don't keep to yourself. Share it. Okay. Right. That's the end of your reading. I know some people have put personal questions, but these lives are collective readings by zodiac sign. If you want a personal reading, they're £18. You'll get a link to a private YouTube video that's just for you. It'll be a long ass reading. If it's a love reading, it's the spread that I've done here, and I'll try to find out as much as I can for you. It'll definitely be about you and your person, so it'll be even more accurate, when it's a personal reading, in terms of their particular time and their particular reasons for doing and saying what they're doing and saying. I've got really good reviews, really nice testimonials from my clients that I have already on my community page. I will start doing live Q&As because people want them for some reason. But I've got to get 4,000 watch hours to start doing those. I'm pretty confident that on Tuesday, YouTube are going to tell me that I've hit 3,000 watch hours so I can start memberships. If you're interested in a membership, I'll be doing monthly Native American Indian medicine wheel spreads. So you will learn all about your physical, your mental, your emotional health, and your connection to the divine. I'll be doing monthly business readings, business, education, and finance. They are the most popular readings that I do. And I'll also do a tarot course as well, so you can learn about the meaning of the tarot cards in a way that's more methodical, okay? Because I talk about them as and when they come out in readings, but this will be like a very methodical approach. So if you're interested in learning more about tarot cards and their meanings, that'll be in there as well. So yeah, so watch this space. I'll be able to take super chats as well from people. So if you feel like rewarding me, you'll be able to do that from now. But yeah, live Q&As, I'd say they're another 6 months off, because I've got to get to 4,000 watch hours. Could be sooner than that, but it's not going to be like next week. Do you know what I mean? And in a live Q&A, it'll be titled a live Q&A. I won't be interrupting these collectives. And it'll be £10 per question. So it doesn't mean that you get to put personal questions in and they just get answered, because I'll be here forever. I'm a full-time high school teacher. This is my side hustle, which I currently get no money for. So I'm not here sitting working for free. You've got to pay me if you want personal questions, if you want personal readings, if you want business, education, finance, if you want all these extras, pay me, because who's going to work for free? I'm not. I would be a proper angel if I could do that, but I think if I'm working, I deserve payment for it. It's only fair. Take care, have a lovely evening, day, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.